What's going on, guys? Getting ready for this game. Last game of the season. Fucking sucks we missed the playoff. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sorry, guys, bear with me. I'm just trying to find my live on my laptop here so I can chat back and forth with you guys during the. I know there's a few people in here already. Welcome. Good to see yous. How in the hell? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's time to send us to this goddamn Leafs team. Fuck these guys. They can have their 4 playoff games. Bear with me, guys. Still just trying to get onto my live stream on my laptop here so I can chat with you guys. Almost there. Yeah, I'm in. Here we go. I got the game right here in front of me. There we go. What's going on, Trent? What's going on? Hands. Oh, we got some Leafs fans in here too. Oh. Talking Habs. Eduardo. What's going on? Tyler, good to see ya. Here we go. Looks like we're getting going here.
Sa place comme gardien de but d'hier l'an prochain. On va en avoir besoin du côté du Canadien. C'est un match très important. C'est le premier de la saison. Un autre joueur à surveiller de très près, c'est Keeling. Son premier match dans la Ligue nationale. Beaucoup d'attentes dans son cas. Il brise la glace. Ce soir, gardez les attentes assez basses. J'ai hâte de le voir jouer. Dans l'avenir, oui, il va devenir un élément important du côté des Canadiens de Montréal. Il est âgé de 20 ans. De rivalry dans sa façon de jouer. Mesdames et messieurs,
Tracy, what's going on? Go Habs, go, baby. Here we go. No, I'm not French. I just like I just like watching the French broadcasts. Anyone else having lag issues? I see KM mentioned that. Ah, there we go. Massive.
Mesdames, Messieurs, pour présenter le trophée Jacques Beauchamp-Molson et la Coupe Molson, accueillons M. Hugo Lefebvre, chef de secteur Molson Coors. Welcome Mr. Hugo Lefebvre, area sales man, accompagné de Jean-François Chaumont, représentant du journal de Montréal.
Here Rice gets the Molson Cup. Deserves it, man. An insane season he had.
Jacques Beauchamp Molson Trophy is awarded annually to a member of the Kings who played a dominant role during the regular season without earning any special honor. Le gagnant, the winner, Philippe Dano. Le gagnant de la Coupe Molson de cette année est devenu le gardien avec le plus de victoires dans l'histoire des Canadiens, le 12 mars dernier contre Détroit. This year's Molson Cup winner became the Montreal Canadiens all-time game winner on March 12th against Detroit. Le gagnant, the winner, Carey Price. Il y a un an aujourd'hui, une tragédie inimaginable frappait les Broncos de Humboldt. La ville de Humboldt en Saskatchewan réunissait la communauté du hockey au grand complet. En guise de solidarité, des partisans à travers le monde entier ont posé un geste simple, mais d'une grande valeur symbolique. Sortir leur bâton. 1 year ago, tragedy struck the Humboldt Broncos hockey team at the town of Humboldt, Saskatchewan, and unified the entire hockey community. As a show of support, hockey fans around the world offered a simple gesture that has resonated ever since. Sticks out. Ce soir, les Canadiens et les Maple Leafs ont fait la même chose. La Ligue nationale de hockey célèbre ceux qui ont perdu la vie, appuie ceux qui continuent de se battre. Et rend hommage aux familles et à une ville de hockey qui persévère malgré la souffrance d'une perte aussi dévastatrice. The National Hockey League. Nous vous demandons maintenant de vous lever, de retirer chapeaux et casquettes, alors que nous honorons Humboldt et que tous ensemble, accompagnés de Diane Bigot, chanterons l'hymne national. We ask you now to rise, remove your hats and caps as we honor Humboldt, and join all together, along with Diane Bigot, to sing O Canada.
Do it for Bob Cole, Scotty 2 Hockey. Good to see ya. Here we go. It's gonna be a friggin' long 5 months before we can watch these guys play again. So let's enjoy it, guys. Man, cheers. Go Habs, go baby. Woo!
Oui, parce qu'il y a eu une séquence où il a accordé 27 buts en 6 rencontres. Et bien, c'est 3 petits buts dans les 2 derniers matchs. Alors, est-ce que la confiance est revenue? On va le voir ce soir, 7 victoires en 11 décisions face aux Canadiens de carrière. Et pour la première fois de la saison, c'est le Lindgren devant le filet des Canadiens. Première cette saison, 18e en carrière. Il a 7 victoires à ses 17 premières décisions.
I hope a bunch of Leafs fans come in here. I got a lot to say to them. Bunch of goofs. Bunch of goofs. Think their teams think they got a good team moving forward. They can have their 4 playoff games. Enjoy them while they last.
Passe pour Martin Maréchal en direction de Gardner. Maîtris retourne la rondelle derrière le filet. Voici Anderson. Il envoie la rondelle, c'est intercepté derrière. Weber voulait arrêter aussitôt. Richmond qui est saisi et Durover va remettre en territoire central. Brandon Gallagher tire. La rondelle va lui revenir. Il entre dans le territoire, mais Tatar était qui fait des vies pour Matthews. Il va accélérer. Devant Petrie qui est en bâton. Matthews contourne le filet. Et Petrie qui a bien joué défense. Du numéro 34 des Maple Leafs. Rondelle bondissante.
Sorry guys, I didn't realize the stream went down. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Habs are flying. You know what I'd love to see tonight? I'd like to see Drouin have a good night in terms of offensive output, actually get some points on the boards. I'd like to see Ryan Poehling get his first NHL point. That'd be sick, and it would be awesome to see Lindgren get the win tonight as well. Victor Mete goal would be nice.
le territoire n'est pas tardé. Marc-Péry qui vous laisse aller tout près du disque. La rondelle devant et le disque qui va revenir derrière pour marquer Marincini. Marincini envoie en direction de Gauthier, la rondelle qui va dévier en territoire des Canadiens. Ascourban, près devant, rondelle reçue par Will. Du revers en direction des Lauriers. Bien joué en défense du côté des Leafs. Et le jeu va s'arrêter. Il y a une passe avec la main.
La première période vous est présentée par Intact Assurance. Parce que la meilleure protection est toujours la même.
Playing fast so far. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it, man. Pailing's wearing 25. Oh!
En territoire central, Mété qui est dans le bâton. Et c'est Tatar qui remet la rondelle sur la glace, effectue un tourniquet. Dégagement ensuite de Mitch Marner. Et le jeu qui va s'arrêter. La rondelle touchée plus haut que la hauteur permise. Quelques bonnes opportunités pour le Canadien. Encore une fois, une mise en jeu remportée par Philippe Deneau. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait par la suite? On se dirige au filet. C'est Gallagher qui attire l'attention d'un défenseur. Ça permet à Deneau de continuer lui vers le filet alors qu'Henderson et l'autre talent va récupérer cette rondelle. Opportunité encore une fois pour le Canadien. Là, la mise en jeu fait en sorte que c'est Deneau qui récupère la balle, le remet derrière. Rapidement, Ivan veut revenir devant. Protège le disque. Oh, il court!
Pretty weak one. Unreal.
Surtout le travail de Ivan derrière le filet. Il a bien utilisé son corps en étant droitier, vraiment pour ramener cette rondelle devant le filet. Regardez ici, il la dirige par la suite tout simplement.
Oh, come on, man. Ah, that's weak.
C'est une rondelle qui est tout simplement dirigée dans l'enclave. Regardez bien ici. Lindgren est placé, je pense que c'est
Hyman, though, doing what he does best. Working down low.
C'est volontaire.
Brutal.
Isaac Hyman, c'est
Brutal.
une révélation. C'est son 21e but depuis le début de la saison. Et juste ici, Lindgren n'y pouvait
Off a skate. Come on.
Les Leafs qui marquent en premier ce soir.
On a un petit peu de nervosité dans le cas de Lindgren, il est là. La nervosité vient d'augmenter.
Kapanen envoyé contre la rampe. Échec avant exercé par Andrew Shaw. Marincini est là. Et c'est Morgan Riley qui va s'effectuer. Le défenseur envoie le vent pour Johansson. Envoie pour Shaw. Il entre du côté gauche, attendu par Marincini. Domi, la passe.
Oh.
C'était pour les collègues. Le retour à Domi. Domi attend. Domi va s'effacer. Envoie devant. Et la rondelle qui se retrouve derrière. Les collègues travaillent bien. Il passe pour Domi. Domi se déplace. Gauche à rampe. Se retourne et envoie profondément. Les collègues voulaient récupérer. Il a été devancé par Matthews. Marincini suivi par Shaw. Johansson, Lekonen, Marincini. De retour derrière à Riley. Dans ce trio de Lekonen, Shaw et Domi, c'est le plus menaçant des trios des Canadiens depuis le début du match. Matthews, ça avance, c'est arrêt.
Nice save, man. On Matthews.
Quelle percée offensive de Matthews.
Nice off. Oh, Armia can dance, man. Jesus.
Des signes comme quoi c'est un attaquant talentueux offensivement, mais malheureusement, trop souvent, ce talent offensif, on ne le voit pas pendant certains matchs.
Oui, il manque un petit peu de finition dans son cas.
La passe à Carey. Et Lindgren qui parvient à arrêter la rondelle, alors que Carey était tout près. Les Maple Leafs sont une fiche de 31 victoires, 7 défaites et 3 revers en inégalité lorsqu'ils marquent le premier but.
Good question, Jason. I'm not even sure Paling. So Jason asked, who do you see coming in other than Paling next season? So, gotta say, I'm not even quite sure. I'm not even quite sure Paling is a lock to make the team next season. He still has to have a strong training camp and earn his spot. But other than him, Nick Suzuki could definitely push for a spot. Jake Evans is another one that could push for a spot. I think the goaltending duel between Caden Primo and Charlie Lindgren and Michael McNiven will be really interesting because we definitely will have a backup goaltending position wide open for the taking, unless Bergevin signs a veteran backup goaltender in the offseason, which is possible. But I'd almost prefer them go through the training camp with Lindgren, McNiven, and Primo battling for that backup spot just to see what happens, right? And worst case, if they don't look comfortable in that spot, you know there's got to be some sort of vet backup available in some fashion, whether it's through trade or you know, PTO or a signing, right? But those are the ones I look at. Josh Brook could challenge for a spot on right D, but it'll be difficult, especially if Noah Juleson gets healthy, and depending on if we re-sign Jordy Ben. Yeah, I'd say that's about it. I'm really interested to see what'll happen with Romanov, if he'll stay in the KHL for another season or not. That'll be interesting. He's under contract to stay in the KHL, but I think there's some sort of loophole that the Habs could exploit to get him to the NHL next season. But, you know, whether that's a good idea to bring him in early or just let him stay there for one more year, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Who is my favorite player in the NHL? Asked. I don't even know how to dial. Dill Gren. Who's my favorite player in the NHL? Oh my God! So close to Tar. Jesus. My favorite player, I'd say, is Carey Price. I love just watching him in the net. Oftentimes, I'll just literally have my eye on him throughout plays. Fuck, man! Come on! Lindgren, man, these weak goals. Oh, maybe some nerves. That's brutal, though. 2-0 early, Leafs. Favorite player in the NHL, Price. I love watching him play in the crease. Outside of Montreal, though, I am a massive fan of Ryan Getzlaf. I love the way he plays the game, solid all around. And I see a lot of similarities in the way Jesperi Kotkaniemi plays in comparison to Ryan Getzlaf. If Kotkaniemi bulks up a bit, from what I've seen from him as the youngest player in the NHL, the dude's willing to engage physically, which is wild. So he has that aspect to his game. He's great defensively, but his playmaking and vision and the way he, you know, controls the pace of the game, I think he can develop into a similar player to Ryan Getzlaf, who is one of my favorite players in the NHL. I really like Joe Pavelski as well, Sid Crosby, Josh Manson in Anaheim. I got a ton of favorite players. I love the greasers too. I like Gudis. I like Matt Martin, Clutterbuck. Come on, Habs! Jesus! Unreal. Michael B. I don't think Romanov can crack the roster next year, but I'm curious if they'll try and bring him over to North America. I mean, it's hard to say. The guy came out of nowhere in the draft. Then he came out of nowhere in the World Juniors. He's looking like he has top pair defense written all over him. So it's hard to say if he can make the roster next year. It'll be really fun to see him in camp, though. I know that for sure. Fazy Wi-Fi. Do the Habs need more grit or more skill? I think their grit is good. The team toughness is good. I think they got a ton of speed. I'd like to see oh man, all around the net, dude. The Leafs defense is legit dog shit. They're going nowhere in the playoffs. What a save, Charlie Lindgren. Leafs defense is so fucking terrible. Easily one of the worst defenses in the league. Not only their actual defensemen, but their team defense is garbage. Garbage. They're going nowhere. And it's not going to get any better. I'd like to see Montreal's forward core, or their top 9 specifically, stay the same for next season. Where they need to add is on left defense. They need some offensive output on the left defense. So they need skill on that left side of their D core, definitely. That's where I'd like to see them add some skill, is on D. Oh, we got the Halifax Shopping Center crew in here. Good old Devin. Good old Devin. Probably my brother, too. Woo! Come on, Habs. Jesus. Brutal. Yeah, Scott. The thing is, with adding skill to the left side defense, that would improve the power play. And that's a massive area that needs improvement, to say the least. Oh, Devin's a fucking Leafs fan. Come on, bud. Brutal. Brutal. Your team sucks. They're going nowhere. Yeah, Brooke does shoot right, so he's not gonna. Yeah, so he's. It'll be really tough for him to make the lineup with Weber, Petrie, and then Juleson. What a save from Lindgren there. Leafs almost made it 3-0. What a save. Jesus. From Pig-Nosed Matthew, of all people. Montreal has more scoring chances than the Leafs, and they're down 2-0. Unreal. Jeffrey, what's going on, bud? And yes, I am pulling for the Isles in the playoffs. Out of the East, I would like to see the Islanders, Carolina, or Columbus make it out of the East. The Islanders, Carolina, or Columbus. And at the top of that list is the New York Islanders. I love what they've done this year. And, yeah, JT's a bum. I would love to see the Isles win a playoff series without John Tavares, which they weren't able to do with him because he's a bum. And he got no clutch. Man, I love that there's Leafs fans in here talking shit. It's hilarious. I love it. Bring it on. Bring it on. You guys may have got the best of us this season. But, yeah. You're fucked moving forward, and we're not. And I'm confident about that. Yeah, JT got his old feelings hurt back in New York. What a shame. What a sin. May as well just have, create a holiday. May as well. Get the mayor involved. The Leafs will be playing Boston in the first round. Actually, what I should say is the Leafs will be losing to Boston in the first round. And then Boston will be out against Tampa in the second round. Same as last year. Rinse, repeat, recycle.
que ça termine pas de la façon dont on l'aurait voulu, mais en général, je crois qu'il faut regarder le positif, l'amélioration qu'il y a eu, les échanges qu'on a fait. Le Canadien a progressé cette année. Je sais que c'est plate, il n'y a pas de séries éliminatoires, c'est les résultats qui comptent, surtout quand tu es si près.
As much as I hate the Boston Bruins, and I do, I can't stand them. Can't stand them. But there's a tiny, tiny bit of respect there because we're actually two solid franchises that have won a ton in our history, traded playoff wins, playoff series wins back and forth in recent years. Oh, yeah! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Poehling get a point there? Did he score? It's a bit of a scramble. Did he actually? Did Poehling actually get his first NHL goal? No way. First game, baby. Our future's bright. Bright as hell. Love it. Rushes the net and he finishes. That's what I'm talking about. That is a damn good sign, man. Look at him, rushing the dirty area. Yes! That's massive. There's one checked off the list for what do you want to see tonight. Now it's time for Lindgren to come back and get this win. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
La première vue, il était très près du gardien de but, mais je crois qu'il a sauvé cette rondelle. On va le voir mieux de cette temps. Regardez le bâton ici. C'est un contact avec le gardien de but. La rondelle semble...
Oh, it was already in when they made contact. This is gonna count. Calling it now. It's counting. Yeah, you're right, Sketchy. Mete is going to be a little jealous. Poehling scores in his first period. Poehling's got over 100 games played. What are you trying to say, Devin? It's not like a Matthews. He doesn't have a pig nose.
Alors, je pense qu'on va regarder tous ces éléments-là. Et puis, on va regarder la décision initiale qui était sur la patinoire. Et messieurs, Brandon Gallagher a regardé le banc des Canadiens, a dit le but est bon. Par la suite, il a regardé le banc des Maple Leafs en disant pourquoi.
It's definitely counting. Shouldn't even take this long. Shouldn't even take this long.
Ouais, c'est ça, d'augmenter la nervosité, soit en quelque sorte. Et vous vous souvenez, en début de saison, Victor Mété avait marqué. Oui, mais Andrew Shaw avait commis de l'obstruction sur le gardien des Pingouins. Finalement, on avait refusé le but à Mété qui est toujours en quête de son premier but.
I can't believe he scored in his first NHL game. That's crazy. Love it. Love it.
Je suis très heureux de le voir dans ce dernier match. Parce qu'il a un bel avenir avec cette organisation. Son responsable, très bon défensivement, très fort. Et il a également un talent.
No, it's Garrison. It's a Garrison there, Eduardo.
Il avait marqué 5 buts lors du tournoi. Alors écoutons l'officiel.
Oh, there's no goaltender interference? Really? Really? So surprised. Gets to celebrate twice. Beautiful. Ah. That is massive. Massive. Oh, nice play there, Riley. Huey. I think Trent. I think you're right. I think Poehling's going to be a stud. There was a lot of talk that his ceiling was a third-line defensive type player. I do not think that's the case. 2 years ago, I was telling people that Philip Deneau was not just a 3C and not just going to be a 3C. I do not like pigeonholing players when they're young, especially before they're the age of like 23, 24. Development is different for every player. And when you're that young, it's really, if you have the natural skill and talent, it's really up to you with your work ethic how far you take it. So I don't think players should be. I understand scouts have to try and look into the future and try and peg guys to what they could be, but I like, you know, using that as a gauge, as a monitor. But I don't like it as a concrete label. And there was a lot of talk that Ryan Poehling, his offensive game wouldn't translate into the NHL. I don't think that's the case. The guy has some serious playmaking vision. He is a fantastic skater. His skating is very impressive, especially the way he can stop and start quick and adjust the pace of the game to open up passing lanes. Very skilled, and I think he'll be better than a third-line center. I could see him becoming a 2C. He's got the size to be a 2C. We might have got a steal late in that first round a couple years ago. Not many people were onto him due to his the lack of stats and information available on him at the time. Yeah, he was 25th overall. Actually, was it 26th? Ah. Yeah, Scotty, we got Philip Deneau and a second round pick for Weiss and Fleischmann. Highway robbery. We got a 2 in his current state, a 2/3C, and a second round pick, which turned into Romanov for Weiss and Fleischmann. It's insane. And Bergevin's a bad GM. Unreal. Open your eyes, people. Fleeced Chicago. Fleeced Vegas for Tatar and Suzuki. Fleeced the Arizona Coyotes for Max Domi. And the Shea Weber deal's looking damn good, too. It's crazy. Philip Deneau. If Montreal squeaked into the playoffs, Philip Deneau could have got Selke votes. Like, legit. The guy's so good defensively. It's because he's such a good skater and has good conditioning. If he can handle an extra 2 or 3 minutes a game next season, get on the power play and start putting up numbers there too, sky's the limit for him. Oh, yeah, you're right, Scotty. Byron off waivers. There's another one. Freebie. Just not a big deal. Just a consistent 20-goal scorer for free.
C'est quand on essaie de vous en priver.
Lorsque nous avons appris ce matin que Ryan Poehling était pour disputer le dernier match, je pense qu'on était tous heureux et enchantés de finalement le voir en action. Parce qu'on dit tellement bien de lui, et de le voir dans le dernier match nous permet de savoir quel genre de joueur il est et qu'est-ce qu'il peut devenir. Oui, et ce match n'a pas les mêmes significations pour Poehling que le reste de la formation. Ça, j'ai adoré. Le fameux tour dans
Oh, Poehling with his lonely laugh. Love it. And he's looked good tonight. He looks comfortable in the NHL. Crazy. Oh, I love seeing him in a Habs jersey. It's so sick. Oh. Wild.
Devez savoir que l'oncle de Ryan Perry, Stan Palmer, avait été repêché par les Canadiens en 1977. Alors, il a un lien direct avec les Canadiens. Et c'est un joueur qui aura sa place dans le futur avec l'organisation. Ouais, et ça, j'aime ça.
Oh yeah, here we go. We're getting spammed here in the chat now. It's great. That's how you know you're doing well. You start getting spammed.
Je pense que le Canadien l'a bien entouré. Ils vont continuer de le faire encore. Et s'il devient ce qu'il doit devenir, il va l'adorer. Oui, il va l'adorer. Il va l'utiliser en désavantage numérique. Peut-être même ce soir. Avec les collègues. Ici Matthews qui compte pour le filet. Il envoie derrière.
So we got the whole we got the whole HSC security crew in here watching me. A couple of them are Habs fans, a couple of them Leafs fans. Here comes Domi. Ah. How about Max Domi this year, guys, eh? 70 points, playing center. 23 years old. 3.15 mil per year next season. Meanwhile, Leafs players are getting paid as if they already won a Stanley Cup. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Trent, yeah, oh yeah, I definitely think Domi can keep it up. It's no fluke that he had the season he had. He put in a ton of work in the offseason. He's made for a big market, and he has it all. He has every tool in the toolbox to be an elite all-around player, even a center. But if, I don't know, it's hard to say. There's talk about it putting him on wing, but he looks comfortable at center, and I think him playing in the middle of the ice really opens up. It's where he needs to be because he's such a great playmaker. He needs to be making plays to both sides of the ice. If you chuck him on the wing, he loses an entire side of the ice he can't make plays to. So I could see him at minimum matching his totals from this season next year. It's the best part about this team is none of our players are going anywhere. Like, they're all locked up. We have cap space. Can even add. Like, it's, things are good. Geez, Nick's brave hanging out with 3 Leafs fans. That's craziness. Three goofs and a stud. Yeah, Domi's upside is huge, man. The guy's 23 and has a 70-point season. He could get better. Like, he could become a, 90 to 100-point player. Like, and that sounds crazy, but he definitely could. It's wild. No, I know Duren's had his struggles, but he'll get there too. Maybe not that high point totals, but he'll definitely improve. He improved on his season last year. I'd say he'll likely improve again. He'll be hungry after his finish to this season, that's for sure. Intermission, baby. Intermission. Armia is underrated. The guy's impressive. Oh my God. Colin Hadley asking for predictions. This season hasn't even ended yet. Crazy. I think Gardner. So first of all, I think Jake Gardner would love to get out of Toronto. The fans have treated him like shit, despite him being one of, if not their best offensive defensemen. He's really damn good offensively. Of course, he has his defensive struggles and giveaways, but so does every offensive defenseman. It's just he seems to be the whipping boy for the Leafs fan base, and it's ridiculous. I wouldn't be disappointed to see him join the Habs as long as he's not overpaid heavily. We do need a left-handed defenseman, which he is, and we need an offensive left-handed defenseman. He'd help our power play, and paired with the right guy, paired with the proper right-handed defenseman, he could really help our team. He might be a damn good partner for Shea Weber. His turnovers wouldn't matter as much because Weber would always be there to back him up. So, and that would to get Gardner and then succeed with him and go further in the playoffs than the Leafs did with him would be that would be sweet. It would taste wonderful. Now, I'm not sitting here and hoping we sign Jake Gardner, but I definitely wouldn't be disappointed to see him join the Habs on a fair deal. Is it weird I'm a Leafs fan and like your vids? No, I don't think so, man. I try to be fair and objective and provide something for all fans, but I am mostly, obviously, Habs related and speaking to Habs fans. But the reason why I try to be objective is I'd like my channel to be enjoyable for all Habs fans and know that I give unbiased, objective opinions as much as possible. Obviously, my love for the Habs bleeds in sometimes, but it is what it is. Yeah, Zaitsev is poop. Good call, Ross. Colin Hadley asked about way too early predictions for next season. I don't know. To keep it simple, I think the Habs are going to make the playoffs next year. A lot of people would say maybe the Habs overachieved this season. I do not think that's the case at all. I think they achieved. I think the way they played this year is they played to what they're capable of. It's not like Thomas Tatar. You know, a lot of guys have had career best seasons, but it's not by a massively large margin. The development is sustainable, and it makes sense. Thomas Tatar has always been capable of scoring 20 to 30 goals. He did that. Philip Deneau improved on his offensive point totals, but he's always been a defensive beast, at least the last couple years anyway. Jonathan Drouin and Max Domi are still very young players. It's not them overachieving is not what happened. They're developing, and they're developing well. Anyway, I think Montreal's going to make the playoffs next season. I think, and I know there's some Leafs fans in here that won't like this, I think the Leafs could miss next year. They're going to lose Gardner. That's a massive offensive drop-off there, losing him. Muzzin to replace him. You get a bit of a defensive upgrade, but, you know, it's a wash, really. And the team's been relying on Anderson way too much. At some point, he's going to crack. He's cracked quite a bit this season already, especially late. I think that's fatigue catching up to him. And, you know, God forbid one of their star players gets injured because they don't have much depth. And they're not going to be able to... They can barely fill out a roster next year after they sign Mitch Marner. So...
Le meilleur et unique espoir de l'humanité.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people, Scott, saying we should trade Jonathan Drouin, and that's doesn't make any sense. He's paid $5.5 million per year. After this season, he'll have 3 more years left on his deal. I don't understand what the benefit would be of trading away a young player like that on a contract like that who still has potential. He's only just hit the 300 game mark in the NHL, if I'm not mistaken. So we really don't know for sure the type of player he is. We've seen flashes of brilliance from him. So it's just about him finding the consistency. And he has had some obstacles in his path up to this point. Whether it was the struggles he had in Tampa Bay, trying to find minutes and handling it the wrong way. Then in Montreal, playing center, a full year of center. That was tough. And then this year transitioning back to wing. He definitely deserves another season to see what we can do. And I think we'll be pleased with the results. There's no reason to trade him right now at all. And it's unfair to now, label him as the scapegoat of our franchise. It's unfair, and as Habs fans as a whole shouldn't be doing this to players. Every time a player has a bad season, we shouldn't immediately react and say they need to be traded. I don't think that's smart, and it's not makes it less likely that other players are going to want to play here if we treat our players like that. Murad, what's up, buddy? Good to see ya. Yeah, I think the Leafs are going to hit a bump in the road, and it's going to be really hard for them to deal with it. They're 2 years away from losing Freddie Anderson, who they have relied on heavily, and they have no succession plan in place in goaltending whatsoever. Apparently, they had their stock in Garrett Sparks, but we've seen how trash he's been in the NHL. I think one of the biggest mistakes Kyle Dubas has made so far as an NHL general manager is assuming that AHL success equals NHL success, and that's usually never the case. Never. Like, if you look at Montreal's Calder Cup winning team, I think the only team, or the only player that ended up, having a significant impact in the NHL off that team was Carey Price. That's it. So you can't assume AHL success results in NHL success. It's just not how it works. And the pressure and the expectations in Toronto are only going to grow and grow and grow. And they're losing players and creating more holes. Losing players for nothing, by the way. Terrible asset management. And meanwhile, all this is happening. They're going to be at the cap ceiling, despite not even winning a cup yet. They have the cap troubles of a team that's won the cup. It's crazy. And despite all of these issues they have, the expectations are going to be to go on playoff runs and win cups. And I'm not sure an inexperienced GM and Kyle Dubas and the young players are going to be able to handle the market. They've skated by free right now the last couple of years on the low expectations, but those are gone. I'm not sure the players in place right now know what it's like to play in Toronto when you're not winning games, and they're going to see it happen at some point. Guys, jam the questions in intermission. Let's get a good old discussion going. Just keep pounding away at the questions. Or why don't you just tell me what you thought about this season? I filmed the video earlier, my reaction to the elimination. I'll upload it as soon as this game's over. Des athlètes a fallu que je mette à l'ordre de temps en temps. Mais c'était à l'occasion. Mais c'était des guerriers, des gars. Là, cette année, l'attitude a été extraordinaire. C'est extraordinaire. On est tellement polis qu'on voudrait que certains événements voudraient que les joueurs du Canadien marient leurs filles. Mais c'est pas ça, la victoire. La victoire, c'est de battre avec âme, d'haïr l'adversaire. C'est ce que le Canadien n'a pas fait cette année. Mais on a perdu avec. Thanks for the comment, Todd Green. I didn't see that at the time. I'm just scrolling up now. Cheers, buddy. I'm glad you found the channel too. Representing Miramichi. Love it. Matthews is overrated. He ain't close to McDavid at all. And he's getting paid as if he is. It's crazy. The dude can score goals. That's about it. And he's big. He needs to be better defensively. Way better defensively. You get an all-around game going. The Leafs have a major issue with compete and playing 60 minutes as well. They're not in a good place, and people think they are. Okay, bunch of questions here, so I'm going to try and get to it. What do you think of Lehkonen this season? Does he have more upside? I have a feeling that my brother Nick asked that question from the Devon Lions account, and I do think Arturi Lehkonen has more upside. He has struggled mightily finishing plays, but the thing with Arturi Lehkonen is he's always in position. He's always in a position to score goals. He finds those areas, he exploits them, he gets there, and he even gets the shots off. So I think the area of his game he needs to improve just a tad to be able to finish at an NHL quality caliber is his release, and the quickness in his release. You want to get the shot off like that, and he can't quite do it yet. And he's been robbed so many times this season. He could have way more goals than what he has this season. He definitely has some more upside. He scored 18 in his rookie season, just like Max Domi, who scored 18 in his rookie season. Sometimes these players, it seems like it's like to them in their first rookie season, they get these goals and it's like, oh, it's going to be easy for me moving forward. And they slack off a little bit in training or whatever. They get in their own heads. And it takes a while for them to get it back. But when you score 18 as a rookie, you clearly have a knack for the net and an ability to find the back of the net. So Arturi Lehkonen has it. And originally, a couple years ago, I thought he'd be the succession plan to Max Pacioretty and become a 30 to 40 goal scorer. Maybe that's a bit too much at this point, but I could see him becoming a consistent 20 to 30 goal scorer. He definitely puts in the work. He earned an A on his jersey due to his work ethic and leadership, despite being such a young guy. So I think Montreal has high hopes for him, and so do I. Yeah, good point, Murad, with in 2022. That's rough. 9 RFAs, that's crazy. What about Columbus and their future getting traded away? Yeah, that's a very, we got eliminated from the playoffs by a team who literally had to trade away every single one of their draft picks except for one for the next draft. Come on. That's a really irresponsible way to manage a NHL franchise, in my opinion. To me, it seems like a greedy owner who put the future of his team at risk to have one playoff appearance, which honestly likely won't go past the first round. The Habs cannot say that. They mortgage nothing to push for the playoffs and almost make it. We easily could have made it, and Columbus couldn't have made it. Really was hoping that would happen, but it didn't. Do you think the Habs should try and go after Duchesne? It's a tough one because you always want to grab when a player like that's available in free agency for free without giving up assets. Obviously, you have to pay them. You want to be in on it, right? But it's hard to say. I don't know. I have mixed emotions on Duchesne. He definitely has an offensive impact, but Montreal's so high on character and attitude, and I'm not sure. The guy bailed on the team that drafted him. He had the issues in Ottawa, talking badly about his coaches to young players. I know, everyone vents about their bosses and everything, but at the same time, does a leader do that? Would Shea Weber sit in the back of the cab and shit all over Claude Julien? Not really sure he would. So I don't know. I have mixed emotions on Drew, and I think he'd help the team offensively, but what type of impact would he have on the culture of the room? And I don't know. It's hard to say. Plus, he'll be looking for a massive payday, and I'd rather not, end up in an insanely long-term contract with Duchesne with a no-move clause on it, which then risks us not being able to, extend guys and reward guys like Brendan Gallagher, Max Domi, Philip Deneau, down the line, Kotkaniemi, of course. I like that we are in a good standing in terms of our cap structure, and Duchesne on an 8-year, 10 mil contract or whatever he's looking for would put a detriment in that, I think.
Avec des joueurs de haut calibre dans la catégorie camion VUS tels que le GMC Sierra 2019. On gagne à en profiter. Bonne série.
Vous savez qu'au changement de saison, votre garde-robe doit aussi se renouveler. Alors chez Moores, obtenez des comptes de marque à 299,99, 30% de rabais sur les chaussures et 50% de rabais sur les vêtements.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Il y a des gens qui disent que chez Napa Autopo, la personne qui vous accueille pourrait être la même personne.
Yeah, I agree. Our look at center is damn good right now, Murad. Am I pronouncing that right? Murad? If I'm not, correct me. I don't like pronouncing people's names wrong.
C'est 2 sandwichs, une frite et une boisson pour 4,99. 2 hamburgers au fromage, au poulet junior, ou un de chaque avec frites et boisson. Le repas Burger King à 4,99 seulement chez Burger King.
Another thing I've been seeing online a lot lately is the Bergevin hate's coming all around again because we didn't make the playoffs. People are saying under this GM, we missed 3 of the last 4 playoffs and was a round 1 exit. Yes, that's true. But you're taking everything else, like you're taking that stat out of context and you're not telling the whole story. It's like telling the beginning and the end of a story without everything in the middle. This season is not just a success because his recent offseason moves either. Philip Deneau had a career year. Lehkonen matched, or is close to matching, his career high in points. Lehkonen, Deneau, career years. Jordy Ben, Paul Byron continuing his success. Jeff Petrie, a massive career year. These are all players Marc Bergevin brought in before this recent offseason. He's been building this team for many years, and yeah, I'm just not a fan of the hate. It's craziness. Bergevin's recent offseason success, the 2018 offseason success, to me only solidified what I already knew, and that's that he's a damn solid GM. I was not surprised that he fleeced numerous teams in the offseason. Not surprised at all. And I won't be surprised when he does it again. That's the thing. I'm not sure how many more live streams I'll do, Ross. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Michael, I wouldn't even call the Subban-Weber trade a bad trade. Have you seen Subban play this year? There was a lot of talk about Weber being on the decline, but there was no factual statistics to back that up. I can back up Subban declining with some statistics. Just go look at his Hockey DB page. He may be younger, but that doesn't mean he's better. And the style of play that Subban plays, I don't think it's as sustainable as long as the style of play that Weber plays is. Subban relies on speed and skill, and as soon as he loses a bit of that, his game is dramatically impacted. Shea Weber relies on hockey smarts, experience, and strength. These aren't traits that drop off a cliff. I think Weber will be a top pair quality defenseman into his mid to late 30s. And then he'll be a top 4 defenseman, around the age 38, 39, 40. Similar to Chara. PK Subban, honestly, this season is barely a top 4 defenseman. He's been atrocious. Not only has his offensive numbers taken a hit, but his defensive game is terrible. He was better for Montreal defensively than he has been for Nashville in the last year. Go back and look at Nashville highlights throughout the season. Subban is at fault for many goals, whether it's because of lazy back checking, getting caught out of position, giveaways, poor coverage in the O-zone. Oh, Zach Hyman's got a boo-boo. Needs a Band-Aid, I think. Ah, puck in the face. You don't like to see that.
Alors, il va se relever, retrouver ses sens. Lui, il complète le premier trio avec John Tavares et Mitch Marner. Et lui, quand vous parlez de transactions qui sont à sens unique, il a été acquis en juin 2015 des Panthers de la Floride en retour de Greg McKegg. Greg McKegg. Ça va être voici sur le premier trio. Ça va être
Forest City Girl.
au niveau collégial.
Thanks for tuning in. I know you've been supporting me all season. I really appreciate it. Do I think Subban will be traded during the summer? I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, I legit would not be surprised to see Subban traded before the next trade deadline. He's going to be he's got, I think, 2 more years, maybe 3 until he's an unrestricted free agent. Nashville will be looking to unload him at some point and get assets for him because his name is so big that he's definitely overrated. And they're going to want to cash in on him being overrated before his contract expires. They're going to really need for him to have a very good season next year. And I think as soon as he does start putting up those crazy good numbers again, I would not be surprised to see him dealt. Look at this defense from the Leafs. Like, legit garbage, man. Unreal. They, like, will leave someone alone in the slot. It's crazy. I haven't seen that poor of D-zone coverage since, like, when the second half of the season started. Oh. Yeah, Ross, obviously I can't stand the Leafs, but I'm just calling it like I see it. The defense is very bad. Very bad. And it's weird, like, so many Leafs fans go to the old Pittsburgh one without defense. It's like, no, they really didn't. They actually had good team defense. Their forwards stepped up, covered a lot of it. And Brian Dumoulin is better defensively than any defender on the Leafs. Brian Dumoulin is incredibly underrated defensively as a shutdown guy. Leafs don't have a guy like him. Not even Muzzin. I'm not sure Muzzin is the player they wanted in the end. I think they thought he was a little better. Woo! Yeah! Massive. Goal number 2. Dude's a stud. First NHL game, he's got 2 goals. It's insane. Tipped her in, baby. And he finished it anyway. Just for fun. Man. He is gonna be a beast for us, man. Our team is gonna be so good. So good. He's got 2 goals playing on the 4th line. Delorier and Wheel.
Regardez la séquence, mais quel beau moment. Et début de carrière est en place. Et il mérite. Honnêtement, il était bien positionné pour récupérer ses rondelles. Et c'est une belle réaction. Il doit sûrement se demander ce qui se passe lui aussi. On va dire c'est difficile d'évoluer dans la Ligue nationale.
Ha ha ha!
Dans la Ligue nationale. Oui, il a marqué 4 buts face aux sénateurs. J'ai aimé ce premier match. Matthews avait dit le plus important, c'est qu'on a perdu en prolongation.
Ah, it's such a shame this team didn't make the playoffs this year, though. Fuck.
Évidemment, le même débat revenait dans l'entourage des Canadiens. Les joueurs de centre, on devait...
Some early season losses to the Sabres, and that loss against the Leafs where we blew a 3-goal lead. They came back to bite us in the ass. But maybe in the end, it'll help us out. Because Montreal's going to be even hungrier to make the playoffs next year. And we have a chance for a lotto pick, even if it's a small chance. But yeah, it would have been nice to see a few playoff games this year. We surprised in this season. I think we could have surprised in the playoffs, and I don't think we would have been an easy out for any team at all. I don't think there's any team that made the playoffs that would want to face us. And Price and Weber. Not one. If they had the choice, I don't think they'd be choosing us. We'd be way down on the list. Oh, Leafs fans are getting pissed. Leafs fans are getting pissed. David Marsh is getting pissed. The Leafs have plateaued. I'm telling you, they've plateaued. And they've plateaued without even winning a goddamn playoff round. And I can't see it happening this year either. Montreal is on the rise, baby. And it ain't stopping. Playoffs this year or not.
Le profil complet du joueur vous est présenté par Asante. Votre patrimoine mérite une solution complète. Asante.
Yeah, he definitely is. Ross seems like a real good guy. Cheers, buddy. I appreciate you hanging around. I know they're rare, but there are definitely some good, solid Leafs fans out there. If you look under enough rocks, you'll find one. I'm just kidding.
La saison des Canadiens va prendre fin ce soir, mais celle de la Ligue nationale est loin d'être terminée. Nous allons vous présenter tous les matchs éliminatoires à TVA Sport.
I do appreciate David being in here, though, too. He might be pissed off and talking shit, but he's hanging around. So cheers, buddy.
Et c'est le célèbre Andy Mailly-Pressoir qui pourra aller vous visiter. Dites-nous, quelle est votre équipe préférée? Ouais, montrez-nous comment ça se passe.
Across the pond. Where are you? PEI?
Célébrer ces séries éliminatoires avec
Newfoundland?
plaisir avec Andy.
Yeah, Trent, you're right. All the support helps, and I really appreciate it.
Il n'y aura pas de retour. Alors, Péling, c'est bien lui qui a donné le coup d'épaule le long de la route. Oui, tout à fait. Oui, il connaît toute une performance. Wow. Termine sa mise en échec.
Jeez, he lays the body too, man. Oh. Big hit. Love it.
Ça, c'est l'attention aux détails. L'occasion est là. On termine notre mise en échec. On récupère un modèle par la suite.
Wales. Holy shit, you're over in the UK. Jeez. Look at this.
Accélération Péling. Cette passe est soulevée pour Connor Brown. Aussi avec les permettés, il passe pour Jordan Wheel. On envoie des lauriers. Des lauriers du Robert. Avec toujours un bon match ce soir. Très bon match avec Wheel et
I love that they chucked Laurier in the lineup tonight. Just beat these guys up for the playoffs.
Gardner qui envoie pour Delori. Et il y a hors-jeu à la ligne bleue avec 14 minutes 7 secondes.
Yeah, Forest City Girl, yeah.
Le fil de joueur à Celtic ce soir, c'est John Tavares. Il a gagné sur la scène internationale. Mais ce sera seulement
Do a live stream during the Leafs playoffs, yeah, right. Last thing I'll be doing is sitting down and watching the fucking Boston Bruins and Leafs play hockey. Bunch of fucking garbage bags rolling around on the ice.
45 buts jusqu'à présent. Et voici le Tavares.
No, there's going to be in round one. There's, in all seriousness, there's much better hockey being played than Leafs and Bruins. I'll probably watch that series a bit here and there, especially once it's late and the Leafs are about to get eliminated. You're right, Trent. Bergie knows. He knows. Oh! Now Anderson's down. Boo boo. Boo boo.
Il avait été blessé hier à l'entraînement, Anderson, lorsqu'il a reçu un tir également. Alors, Anderson qui se rend tranquillement. Le contact solide.
Il y a des gens qui disent que je suis pas au topo. Nos techniciens savent jongler avec les suspensions, les freins.
Yeah, Vegas San Jose will be great.
Les batteries, c'est vrai.
I'm looking forward to Tampa Bay Columbus, honestly. I think that'll be a lot closer than people think. Columbus actually, like, after they've sold off all their picks, they actually have a damn good roster. And as long as Bobrovsky's hot, they could make something happen in that series. Washington, Carolina, I don't think will be, I don't know. I feel like Carolina's going to get bounced early. But Pitt, NYI, Pitt and the Islanders, that is going to be intense. That's going to be a bomb series. And obviously, being from Nova Scotia, I got to hope Sid Crosby goes far, but a bit of an Islanders fan right now. They helped us out a lot this season, beating up on the Metro. And I like their roster. I like their pushback and their attitude right now after losing John Tavares. They've done damn good things this season. And I would like to see them win a playoff round without JT. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Anderson's fine. That looked kind of harmless, honestly. But if he is out, yeah. Phasey Wi-Fi said it best. Yikes. Bruins in 3. Garrett Sparks is a bum. So is Michael Hutchinson. Yeah, Trotz is easily the Jack Adams. Bob's tribute.